I recently came back from a girls' trip where we discussed this trend, what's your Roman Empire? Apparently, a lot of men think about the Roman Empire. So as females, we shared ours. Astrology, parenting, Princess Diana, the list goes on, including New Day Northwest, which starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Hello and welcome to New Day. I'm Kelly Hansen, and I don't know about you, but the weather forecast later this week is absolutely giving me life. And we're going to be talking about the best restaurant spots to enjoy this summer in just a minute. But that got our team thinking about where we take visitors to show off where we live. And so producer Susie is joining me now. And I want to know, Susie, do you get a little stressed when you want to show off our city in the best light when people come into town?
I get a little stressed when the weather's not great because I feel like I always have to make an excuse and say, well, it's not always raining or it's not always overcast.
It's true. Right? Yeah. The weather's not cooperating.
Right. I say things like that. Oh, this never happens.
Yeah.
When it does.
But so many people are moving here that sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll just let them think that, but not my friends and family that are visiting.
Right.
I want to show it off.
Yeah, I do too.
So I want to know, where do you take people to eat? Do you have a pick?
So mine, it's indoors, but it's Din Tai Fung, especially in Bellevue, because it's been redone and it's beautiful. And I love it because it's an interactive dinner. There's less entertaining that has to happen because eating the food is the entertainment.
Yeah.
You know how it is where it comes in different waves and you're just talking about the food and wondering what's next.
It's delicious.
And it's delicious. And everybody seems to love it. And if they've never been before, then they're talking about it forever. So.
I know. I actually thought Din Tai Fung was everywhere. And so you were telling me, no.
No, not everywhere.
Not.
Right.
So,
what about you?
Okay, my pick is Ray's Boathouse in Ballard. Obviously, Seattle is known for its seafood, but the views here, sitting outside on the patio, I just feel like it's a crowd pleaser if you can't get to a day where you need to sightsee the sunset like you're seeing.
Absolutely,
beautiful, and just really shows off our city, which I want to get to, sightseeing.
Right.
We didn't want to say Pike Place or anything like that where people go all the time.
Right.
So, Susie, what's your pick?
So I think a Bainbridge Island. I like to just go on the ferry. I mean, again, interactive, and how can you miss even when the weather's not great? And I just love right there in Winslow in the main street when you come into Bainbridge. There's restaurants that are always great. The walking, you can go in a little further, but you actually don't have to. Even just taking the ferry over, going to lunch, and then coming back.
Oh, I know.
I think it shows off the whole place. I just love that. What about you?
Bainbridge is amazing. That would have been my pick too. I grew up in Kirkland, so I always say, you know, go to Carolyn Point, just go to the waterfront, the beaches. It's absolutely amazing to walk around on a nice day. There's great restaurants around there too. Yeah. And then my other pick would be Snoqualmie to see Snoqualmie Falls.
Absolutely.
Salish Lodge.
Look at that.
I mean, look at that. It's a really easy little hike and jaunt for anyone.
Have a brunch up there.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty great. And I would echo Kirkland with you. We go walking with our dog, the forest there. You're still in the city, but it feels like you're in the forest. So
you really do.
Go Kirkland.
I know. Kirkland signature. We love it. Okay, thank you so much, Susie.
Bet.
And for those of us that are looking for some cool spots that are a little more off the beaten path, my next guest has us covered. Amy Rizzo is the senior staff writer at The Infatuation, and she's here to share some highlights from their brand new guide, The Spots of Summer. Hello, and welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, Kelly. Happy almost summer.
It is. This is getting us exciting, and with the weather, like we said, it already kind of feels like summer.
Oh, yeah.
So for someone that hasn't heard of the Infatuation Seattle, what do you all do? Tell us about it.
So the Infatuation offers expert restaurant recommendations for every situation, and it's our goal to provide the most honest and trustworthy opinions on where to eat in Seattle and around the world. And so we do that through reviews and guides written by a small team of highly trained, highly opinionated writers and editors. We visit anywhere from 5 to 10 restaurants per week, sometimes more. And that way we really have our finger on the pulse of what each restaurant is truly perfect for, and in turn can help you plan everything from a big birthday dinner to a casual coffee hang and everything in between.
So you're eating out a lot with your job. Like that is your day-to-day.
Sure am. Yes, yes. It's a good gig.
That I was gonna say that's kind of a dream gig situation. You just put out this new guide that we were talking about, Spots of Summer. What was your criteria for this one, and how did you kind of go about narrowing it down?
So I will start with a hot take about Seattle
Please.
summers. They're a little stressful to me, and here's why. There's just so much to pack in, and I feel like we have this pent-up carpe diem energy that we need to expend, and there is a short period of time in which to do so. And so what we did here was compile a list of the spots of the summer. Me and my team at the Infatuation considered iconic summertime warm weather establishments, but also some new spots that may not have been on your radar, but are worth your undivided attention this summer.
Okay, then I want to get to the list that you have. You always have the best picks. So starting strong with barbecue, Outsider Barbecue.
Yes, so this is a Fremont newcomer. They're on Leary Way, and they are serving some delicious barbecue with Turkish influence. Their smoked meats are excellent, and dare I say their brisket is the best in Seattle.
Stop.
But I really want to talk about their sides. So one side in particular is the corn casserole. Everyone's got to have this thing. So I can best describe it as almost like eating half-baked cornbread batter. It is super moist, delicious, salty, a little sweet, and tastes really good with a bite of pulled pork and mustardy barbecue sauce. And you can eat it all on their fire pit patio. I love a fire pit.
For the summer, I mean, this is a newcomer that I feel like we have to check out. Moving right along, which also has an awesome outdoor space, Bongos. I am at least familiar with this one.
Yes. To me, Green Lake is summer, and I love walking around that thing all the time. And if you've ever walked around the pedestrian loop, you know there's that one point at which things start to smell like grilled pork. And that is how you know you're almost at Bongos. And so it's on 99, and it is a gas station turned Caribbean restaurant. And in the summer, their patio turns into a total party. You've got people clinking pina coladas on the rocks, snacking on tostones and empanadas, and it's just such a great time once the sun comes out. And my go-to there is the spicy shrimp plate. They're not shy on the spice, but it is a very enjoyable heat that's cooled down nicely by Cuban black beans and creamy mango slaw. Just a really great, light post Green Lake lap dinner.
Yum. Okay, next is something I've already been seeing on social media. I'm a big sandwich girly, and this is a newcomer in Pioneer Square. What's this one?
Yes, so Bottega Gabriele is a brand new sandwich shop in Pioneer Square. It is a Sardinian deli, and they produce their own andouille, which is a spicy spreadable salami that turns everything it touches into very delicious stuff. And so it's featured prominently in their andouille special, which is a sandwich with the spread in question. It has briny artichokes and olive tapenade and a couple of different kinds of Italian cold cuts, all squished on very toasty olive oily focaccia. And it's just such a perfect sandwich to grab and head out to the new waterfront park to go for a little picnic and look at the water.
Gosh, you're giving us all the tips. This is so fun. Okay, moving right along, we have a couple more left. Family Friend.
Okay, Family Friend is one of our best new restaurants of 2024. My team and I have loved it ever since it opened, and we have this guide on the site to secret patios, which is what it sounds like. They're great patios that just aren't very obviously located, and so Family Friend has done a really great job transforming their backyard into a very great, comfortable space. And whenever I go there, so this is a Guamanian restaurant,
okay,
and their menu is delicious. My favorite dish there is the Kewpie burger. Now this is a burger for the ages, and it sits at the top of our Smash Burger Power Rankings currently. It's just a glorious stack of lacy seared beef and American cheese, which is the correct burger cheese, and pickles and onions, and a very umami forward special sauce. And so eating that out on the patio is just amazing. And they've got a great Beacon Hill location too.
Chef's kiss. Last one on your list, Marmalade.
Okay, I'm very impressed with Marmalade. This is a brand new gelato shop in Fremont that opened very quietly, and you can just tell that they're using high quality ingredients and mix-ins, and they really love what they do. And anyone who knows me knows that I am currently obsessed with their salted graham flavor. And
Interesting.
yeah, paired with chocolate, or sometimes they do a white chocolate flavor. It's kind of like this grown-up s'mores moment, but then they add a little Teddy Graham cookie on top, which is, you know, for the kids at heart.
Oh, okay. That was an amazing list. The Infatuation also just released a summer trends report with Chase Travel. What are you noticing locally that you wanted to talk about too?
Yeah, so the most notable trend I've noticed is that sushi is on the rise. It's currently the most viewed cuisine on the Infatuation Seattle, with year-over-year growth as summer approaches, which is consistent with our new Dining and Travel Summer Trends report from Chase, which found that coastal cuisine is trending. And in fact, 35% of people said that they would travel to Seattle specifically for seafood. And
Yep.
yeah, I know that I live here, but I would do the same. We are such a great destination for the stuff. And we are very prepared at the Infatuation to address this trend with not only guides to seafood and sushi, but also fish and chips, oysters, poke, and even crab rolls.
Really fast, where can people find you?
You can find me at theinfatuation.com/Seattle. Sign up for our newsletter and join the fun on Instagram at infatuation_Seattle.
I have to say it's the best follow. So thank you so much, Amy, for being here. You know I love chatting food and hidden gems.
Thanks, Kelly. Cheers to a good summer.
Yes. And there's still a lot of fun coming our way. Later in the show, I'm learning to make fresh pasta with Carrello on Capitol Hill, plus a meatball tasting that has me pretty excited. Also ahead, a new book is changing the way you might think of honeybees, what they say humans can learn from the tiny but very important bugs. But up next, Master Gardener Ciscoe Morris is here. He's a big fan of the Salvia plant. It means beautiful flowers and hummingbirds in your yard all summer long, so stay tuned for planting tips. Welcome back. You can't use the weather as an excuse to stay out of the garden this week. And if we tried, my next guest would not like that at all. In fact, Master Gardener Ciscoe Morris has a plant that he's dying for us to try in our gardens. And of course, he's joining us right now to tell us more about it. Hello, hello, my friend.
Hello. And oh la la, people have to plant these in their garden. There's no choice. You just have to do it.
The beautiful plants that are in front of us, and also the smell. So what are these? What are they called?
Smell. So these are salvias. They're related to sage that we use for cooking. And
That's
I know
the smell that I'm getting. Yeah.
And I know you're going to have an Italian cook on today on the show, so they really cook with sage a lot because these are herbs. And but these kind, I don't think anybody would try to cook with any of these woody salvias.
Okay, but there's different types. This looks so different than with the colors, and then this one in front of me.
This is Nuovo Leone, and it is so good.
I'm like, you scared me.
The hummingbirds can't leave this thing alone, and this one does something special. It seeds itself now and then.
Oh.
So you might get a freebie coming up in your garden. I've never had any of the rest of these ever seed themselves, but this one does now and then.
So cool. Where would you plant something like this in your yard? Are they hardy?
Most of them are hardy now. There are some kind. There's one called Amistad that gets 4 feet tall.
No kidding.
It's big leaves. And now and then it doesn't come back. I'm still waiting to see if it's coming back this year. It's getting a little late for that. Most of these kind come back year after year. These are all ones I cut out of my garden this morning. This is Hot Lips. And
Hot Lips, what a name.
Hot Lips. And as summer goes along, you see a little white in the flower. They turn red and white, and by fall, they're all white.
Gosh, interesting. So you're not replanting this one because it's seeding. You don't have to replant. They come back.
And these come back. These are all perennials. All the ones I've got here come back year after year after year. And you know what's so great? You smell that foliage.
Oh,
if you put these where people rub against them walking up to your front door, they'll smell so good when they come in the house.
It's like a little perfume that we need added in a bottle.
But you know what's wonderful about this perfume? The bunnies and the deer don't eat these guys.
And is anyone tackling your plants that you need? I know hummingbirds love to come to
hummingbirds
them.
come to them all the time, and bees are on these every minute. So we're
Yes.
doing a big favor planting these in the garden. But nothing eats these.
Nothing?
And the rabbits just ate one of my favorite delphiniums last night.
Oh!
I'm still mad about that. But they won't touch these, which is wonderful.
That's fantastic. Because when you plant something and you work so hard to keep it going, and then you're like, really? Like, where did it go? You were going to show me too, like where you would cut, like how to get it to make sure it blooms
if we
back.
look at this one right here, right in the front, you can see that's spent. Those flowers are gone. They've already done their thing because they always start low and work up. So you got to cut that off right where the green leaves are below it there. Yep, if you cut to right there, 2 new ones will come up and start blooming.
I was telling you earlier, it's always just counterintuitive to me. It feels scary but that's what you have to do.
I know. I give you those
I'm always
bloomers. You're in terror. It's like, oh no.
Well, the one time you were joking, and I thought I ruined everything.
I got you good on that.
You always get me good, Ciscoe. When's the best time to plant these babies too?
Well, I just picked these up at the nursery yesterday. You can't have too many of these. This one's called Mirage Cherry Pie.
These names.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you just making them up? I can't still get over the hot lips over there.
Hot Lips is one of the best ones you can get in the world. It's so good, yeah. It just blooms. You know what? I try and I give a lot of garden talks, so I cut off branches of these to take to show people at my talks. The hummingbirds, there's 12 million flowers on there. The hummingbirds start dive bombing me. If you put one of these on your patio where you eat dinner every night, you're going to have to eat dinner in a hard hat.
That is hysterical. Oh my gosh.
And they hardly need water. Once established, these come from dry areas in Mexico, Arizona, Texas.
Do they like sun then?
They love sun. This is not a shade plant.
Okay.
In the shade, if it even survives, it won't bloom, and it hates clay. It's got to have well-drained soil, full sun. But then they come back year after year after year.
You probably can't say, but I feel like with your passion, this might be one of your favorites of all time.
This is my favorite plant of all time, except for a few others.
I was like, are you just a blanket statement? Okay, Ciscoe, I love you. Thank you so much, Ciscoe. And the sunshine coming up this week is a great time to get out in the yard, obviously. Dram is a company that makes products popular with gardeners. They are known for their rain wands that are easy to use, and plants just love them. Ciscoe is a big fan himself, and Dram is launching 2 new products this season, a post-mount impulse sprinkler that you're seeing that lets you attach the sprinkler to existing fence posts, super versatile, and you can really cover an area. And then another new product Dram and Ciscoe is excited about, the High Flow Twin Shutoff. This lets Ciscoe run one hose to his side of the yard and the other hose to Mary's side of the yard. Or if you needed water to the front and the back of the house, Dram has you covered. You can find all these products, of course, at dram.com. Amazing. And when we come back, I'm trying a fun new drink that's made from agave. Stay with us.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Dram.
Welcome back. This morning, we're getting to sample some flavors of a hard drink made from agave. Doesn't that sound refreshing? Here with the taste test of Thorntail Hard Agave is Michelle Vandenbrink. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, before we get to our taste test, which is going to be the most fun, what is hard agave and what is Thorntail?
Okay. So hard agave is fermented agave, and to put it in context, seltzer is fermented white sugar, cider is fermented apples, and so we just ferment the agave nectar. And it creates this 5% ABV beverage. It's lightly carbonated, 1 to 2 grams of sugar, 110 to 120 calories, so super refreshing.
Refreshing, low in calorie. I mean, that feels like
if you want to get spice it up, you can just add a shot of tequila to it, and then it's a little spicier. And
hello summer.
Hello summer, and it's like a margarita. So good.
Yum. Well, I have got to taste test this. So you brought some flavors.
Yes.
We're going to start with Which one do you want to start
Well, let's start with sea salt lime because
Okay.
this is like our version of a margarita.
Oh.
And so we'll just do like a little taster.
with? A little taste
Yes.
test. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, what kind of flavor should I be? Well, I guess you said margarita.
Yeah, when it's just super limey.
That's so
And just
light.
refreshing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know how some like seltzers, like they have that aftertaste? I'm not getting any. That's
That's
so
good
light.
because it's all natural ingredients and we try to not have that aftertaste. This is what motivated us to create it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I don't
Is
want
get
to pour
away
that
from
out,
this
but
seltzer.
I got a lot of show to do.
I know. Okay, so
Next one.
let's just do passion fruit guava because that's like a beach in your mouth. You feel like you have relocated
I'm
to
on
Hawaii.
I'm on vacay.
Exactly.
You can smell the
Yeah.
guava, like, and
Yeah.
taste it, but like as soon as you.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I'm gonna have to drink that whole thing. That's a good one. Okay.
And then
what's
pineapple
next?
tangerine is our newest, well, almost newest flavor, but it is brand new and now it's in stores. And then we'll try spicy mango uprising, which is the newest, and it's a seasonal
Okay,
flavor.
Here we go.
So pineapple tangerine,
Oh,
also
that might
very
be
refreshing.
my favorite. So far,
good.
so far.
So far.
That is so refreshing. But last, I'm
Last.
usually a spicy girly and mango. So this is your new flavor.
Yeah, so spicy mango uprising. So we created it as part of it's the first of our social justice series. So with every 6-pack sold, we're going to donate $1 to local nonprofits that are fighting for social justice. We figure in this political climate and just in this climate in general, it's good to support people fighting for social justice.
Definitely.
With
Where can people
marginalized-
find everything too? You know?
Yes, so QFC, Fred Meyer, Safeway, Met Market, and if you go on our website, drinkthorntail.com, we have a store finder. And so you can just type in where you are. Actually, it'll see where you are.
It will know.
We
it
know
can
where
find you.
And then it
We
will
can
tell
find
you where to
you.
go buy it. Exactly.
This is absolutely delicious. This is going to be my summer drink of choice. Thank you
Great.
so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Yes.
And I love that you guys are local out of Fremont.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you for
And
having us.
when we come back, we're actually going to head to SeaTac Airport to check out a new spot that lets you grab a drink and play some video games while you're waiting for your next flight. I always need something to do.
Yes.
This should
Me
also
too.
be
Yes,
there.
I know. I think so too.
Stay with us.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. What do you do while waiting for your flight? We've got a fun idea that's more than just sitting on your phone. It's a video game lounge at SeaTac Airport, and it has fun food and drinks too. And so here are New Day staffers Gloria Angelin and Derek Price punching up their gaming skills.
Yes, I'm at the Sky Gamers VIP room at the SeaTac Airport with my coworker Derek Price. We will play some games and he's going down. You ready, Derek?
No way, I'm not going down, not today.
The Sky Gamers is a gaming lounge in the end gates at the SEA. All the games here are free. And it's time for Derek and I to battle it out.
Did I win?
I'm a fundamental believer that airports need to be more entertaining because the waits have become longer. We came to Seattle because you had the largest gaming conference in the world. It was only natural for Sky Gamers to be here. We're a retro lounge, so you can expect everything that's retro, mainly from Atari. But if you get into the VIP room, then you can get even more. And we're getting ready for FIFA, so when FIFA comes, you'll be able to play a FIFA game. So we'll actually update it just for that purpose alone.
Besides games, of course, they have very Pacific Northwest foods and drinks.
Thank you.
Like this poke nachos with ahi tuna, seaweed, and edamame. Or this Kraken's Eye rum drink with, hey, is that a Kraken's Eye in it?
So I'm getting this energy potion. What I like about the presentation is it looks like that energy thing on the game. So basically it's vodka, but it has Red Bull in it.
I've got the finisher. This is a caramel chocolate pecan bundt cake with whipped cream and ice cream.
I think I need to stay away from that.
I may take a nap after this, but I will be happy.
That's right, either nap or power up, we will at least be fine and dandy.
So fun. And last week, King 5 News got this incredible video of a truck crash on a Whatcom County road. The cargo load, as you can see, 250 million bees. That got a lot of us talking about hives and how they all work. And that is the exact topic of a book written by my next guests. Michelle Cassandra Johnson and Amy Bertain are the co-authors of this new book, The Wisdom of the Hive, What Honeybees Can Teach Us About Collective Well-Being. And they have an author event tonight at the Elliott Bay Book Company. But first, Amy is joining us on our couch to tell us a little more. Welcome to New Day.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So what initially drew you to beekeeping in this topic?
Yeah, well, I will say that I'm very much a novice. It's like this whole idea of being a master beekeeper blows my mind because they are so hard to understand. But I honestly had dreams about bees for years. Yeah, I did. And so they would come to me in dreams. And then I started to get fascinated, and anytime I'd be near a beekeeper or a bee tender, I'd just want to learn, or can I follow you? Can I learn what you've done? Can I try that? So I just kind of, we often say that the bees sort of choose you. So.
Oh, this is so deep. What lessons do honeybees then teach us?
That's why we wrote the book. It's not a book to say we want everyone to be a bee tender or a beekeeper. It's that we think that the way the bees are as a superorganism is really a lesson for humanity. That bees don't do anything for individual gain, that they are all about healing and tending and caring for one another, things that we wish that humans and humanity did more. And so we think they can teach us things like attunement to the whole and how to offer medicines, right? Our medicine doesn't have to be just medicine that you ingest, but if you're a person who brings joy to the world, that's your medicine. If you're a person who makes people laugh, that's your medicine. Like we believe that at this time on the planet, we each need to offer our gifts and our medicines for the healing of the planet. And so we think that bees can teach us to like attune to one another, to listen more deeply, to move in and out of times of lightness and darkness, and to create sweetness. So just everything about them to us felt like a metaphor that we wanted humans to think about. Like, why can't we be more like that?
Yeah. And why do you think, though, that people are scared of bees, or like misconceptions about bees?
I mean, the stings hurt. There's no doubt, right? I've been stung a lot of times. And I think that's it. I think people, a stinging insect, folks are afraid. And understandably, especially if you have an allergy, we don't want folks to go in, or get stung if it's life-threatening. But when we talk about medicine, even bee stings, while the bee does lose their life, so we don't want to encourage that, are medicinal, right? There's a place where it, creates an inflammatory response and can help bring healing. I think folks are afraid of it, but there are so much that the bees do for us that we are trying to flip on its head this concept that, we need to save the bees. Yes, we do. We need to tend more to the environment and help the bees survive. But in the book, we asked the question that a teacher of ours taught us: what if the bees were here to save us?
Interesting.
What if we sort of really followed their ways of being and interacting together? What might it teach us as human beings, right? What if we could be more like a superorganism? What if we could care for one another more deeply? And
so much to unpack and think about. And so you wrote this book with your best friend, right? So how did it kind of come about? I mean, I know you mentioned your dreams and stuff before, but.
So Michelle has a great story where she also in a dream state started ordering beehives before she even knew. Like, she kind of woke up and was like ordering them, and she's like, the next thing I knew, I'd spent $400 and I'd never even gotten a hive before. And so she also became a bee tender sort of, in some spontaneous way. And then, we'd always talk about our bees and we'd talk about our hives. And then a couple years ago, we went and took this really beautiful course on mysticism, a nature-based program in England. And when we were there studying and thinking and learning about, again, the sort of the metaphors that bees offer, we were like, there's so much here that we want to, invite people to think about. So we just thought we wanted to write a book about it. I mean, that's the story.
It's so cool, and to have something with your best friend and something that you both enjoy and then can put out for everyone. And so I guess, what is the takeaway for people that get this book? Because some people are like, oh, maybe if I'm not into beekeeping or bees, but there's so much more to it than that, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, we offer in the book, certainly stories, but also practices and poems and prompts and meditations because we really think of, some of the metaphors, like we said, of the bees as a spiritual practice as well. And so we offer all kinds, if a person, again, you don't have to love bees to really learn from the lessons they have to teach us. And we offer practices, everything from even humming. Like humming is a practice to calm the nervous system. And we think that right now in the world, everyone's nervous systems are pretty dysregulated. And so even a practice like humming or deep breathing or connecting with others and some of the practices we offer can be really, really important and valuable at this moment. And so we invite folks to learn about the bees, to become students of the bees like we are, and to think about how we might copy some of the ways they act together in order to be kinder, sweeter, gentler with one another, which aren't usually words people think about with bees. But we do. We love them.
All of the above. Was there anything that really stuck out that surprised you?
About bees?
Yeah, just researching.
I mean, there's incredible facts, like 1 in every 3 bites of food that we eat is pollinated by pollinators, many of which is the bees. So without bees, we quite literally wouldn't have some of our favorite fruits and vegetables, foods, right? And also, when bees go out to collect nectar, like to create an ounce of honey, it can take 1,600 flights just from one bee, and they can visit 50 to 100 flowers on every flight. So I think a pound of honey, it's something like 2 million flowers are visited or something like that. So it's really incredible what they do and how much they offer us. Like honey, who doesn't love honey unless you have an allergy?
Right.
Right. It's an incredibly beautiful food. It's healing and it's nourishing, and it took a lot of work.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here. This was really impressive. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
And just a reminder, Amy, along with her co-author Michelle, will be holding an author event tonight, Wednesday, June 4th at 7:30 p.m. at the Elliott Bay Book Company. And we've had a chance to go through all of your nominations for this year's Halo project. We're going to reveal the winner right after the break. Welcome back. We want to thank each and every one of you who submitted a nomination for this year's Halo project. This morning, it's actually time to announce the winner. So to help me do that, I want to welcome back Matt and Lori Swanson from Guardian Roofing. Hello again, friends.
Good morning.
Hi, thank you for having us on today.
Oh, this is going to be so exciting. And before we get to our winner, please tell everyone about the Halo Project.
Okay, great. Well, the Halo Project is our annual give back at Guardian Roofing, where we help a homeowner or family in need with a new roof and just take care of it for them free of charge.
Gosh, so amazing. And we obviously asked New Day viewers to submit nominations, and we got so many. So without further ado, if you can reveal who was chosen.
Okay, we're excited to announce that Fred and Rebecca Moore of Lake Stevens are this year's Halo recipients. So yay!
Yay, congratulations to Fred and Rebecca, so exciting.
Yeah, and I just couldn't be happier for them, and they're so deserving.
Oh, there they are. Okay, what stood out to y'all about this nomination in particular?
It's hard to sum it all up, but I think for me personally, I think it's just that they just embody that spirit of giving and community. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. That's a lifetime of service. They've served our country. They've served our community. They even brought in, foster children that they raised from littles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty humbling.
Oh my gosh. This is obviously my first time being a part of it with you guys, and we got to hop on a call with them yesterday and meet them, which was so amazing. And so I want everyone to hear what they said about being chosen.
Words can't describe it.
Right. We're just humbled and thrilled and thankful, and we got chosen. My husband had COVID 3 times, and they decided it was long COVID. He'd been in the hospital in December. We got him out like the day before we went to Colorado. And when we came back in February, he got up on the roof, because every year we try to put the bleach tide out, to kill all the moss. And he was having a hard time trying to breathe up top. And, I'm like, you want me to go down and get your portable oxygen? He's like, no, take my time. And I'm like, well, I'm going to come up and help you. Well, my knee had gotten all flared up. I drive a school bus, and it was just within the next month that I saw your show. And I thought, you know what? I called my daughter, and my daughter said, Mom, let's put in an application. you deserve. And this is when Fred came down, he said the southeast corners, just totally mushy. And, our little roof savings is not enough for a roof. And we were not knowing what we were going to do. So this is just a big answered prayer, for us.
I feel really humbled because I know there's people out there a lot worse off than we are. So we're just thankful for that. Very thankful. And keep on doing it because that we poured our heart and our lives, and we're still doing that through ministry. And you put people first, and you'll just never go wrong by doing it.
So amazing. And it has to feel so rewarding to be able to give back to both of them that have really lived a life of service.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And I mean, this is such a heartwarming sentiment, and he's so right. Like, if you take care of people, and I hope that what we're doing is contagious for others to give back to those that need our help. So
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even at that time, all they're thinking about is other people.
I know.
It just goes to show why they're such a deserving recipient.
Definitely. So tell us what's next, what has to be done with their situation.
Sure. So right now, June 23rd is the tentative date that the Halo Project will take place. And we'll show up. It'll be a Guardian anthill. And we'll get
that visual.
Yeah. We'll get that thing off and get the new roof on with a few changes to kind of protect them in the future. The other thing that we surprise them with is we're going to put them on a Guardian Roofing annual maintenance plan. So Fred doesn't have to get up there with the tide or whatever it was they were doing.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. Like, you're thinking about them years to come. That's
100%.
so wonderful.
Yep.
And how has the community partnerships helped make this happen too?
It's amazing, and I'm so glad you asked that. We have partners that help us every year. Beacon Supply is a roofing supply company that helps us a little bit with the materials. Owens Corning is a national company. The amount of giving that they do is just amazing. So we're able to kind of leverage that so we can do more. And it's just one of the biggest reasons why the Halo Project will be able to continue and we'll be able to help more people down the line.
I know. And what's the future of the Halo Project when you guys think, next year, years and beyond?
Well, we did take on another branch in Portland. So next year at minimum, there'll be a Halo Project here and a Halo Project in Portland. Which will be fun, and we'll just see, how many, Guardian wings. We'll just see if this thing gets wings over time, and maybe we can grow it even more.
Well, I hope so. And you guys are going to come back, right, to
We
the show
are.
and show us the outcome?
Yes.
Okay.
Excited.
Well, we can't wait for that. You guys, thank you so much for everything you do for the community, and it was so wonderful meeting all of them on. And to learn more about Guardian Roofing and their Halo Project, just visit the website that you see right there on your screen. And it's just about lunchtime now, and I am ready. When we come back, I'm in the kitchen with Carrello cooking pasta and tasting meatballs.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Guardian Roofing. New Day Northwest is back, now from the Safeway kitchen.
Welcome back, or should I say, are you ready for lunch? I know I am. Chef Nathan Lockwood from Carrello on Capitol Hill is back to cook pasta and meatballs. Yum, my favorite. Hello, hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. So what are we making today? Because already this finished dish is giving me life.
All right, so we're making spaghetti and meatballs. Pretty classic, but taking it back a little bit. We're going to cut our handmade noodles on the kitara here, so it's basically a square cut spaghetti. And we're going to serve it with a beautiful meatball that's made with beef we get from a local farm, Magnolia Cattle Company. We're really proud to be working with this local farm just out of Bothell, 14 miles from us here. And they bring us amazing products, and we're trying to honor it and respect it and use every part of it.
Yes, we're going to talk more about that soon, but we're going to get started. So how can I help you and not let you down today, Chef? What are we doing?
All right, we're going to try to cut this pasta here. So this is a very simple pasta. It's just flour and water, semolina flour and warm water, and I've rolled it out by hand on this rolling pin right here.
And this is the fresh pasta you're serving in the restaurant?
This is one of the fresh pastas that we serve every day. We make about 3 different doughs on a daily basis. This is our eggless dough, and typical dough to make the kitara with. and plays really nicely with the meatball.
And I haven't seen a little, like this is, I assume, very traditional.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. So this is the chitarra, basically a stringed instrument. It's made for cutting pasta. And we're just gonna lay these fresh sheets right on here and give you ample semolina on top.
Okay, why is that important to add more of that?
Oh, it actually
Just so it
gives you a
doesn't
little, so it doesn't stick, and also helps you push it through the strings.
Okay.
So go ahead and just start rolling right at the top and roll it towards yourself.
Mm-hmm. Am I doing it right? Is it going okay? Harder?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay, thank you.
You know, a little more downward pressure and a little back and forth action.
Oh God, I feel like I broke it.
Uh-oh. Well, luckily we already rolled one out here for you.
He's like, the drama already. This is gonna take a while, but it's gonna be great. You did that earlier, and it looks beautiful because it's supposed to just sift through here,
Yeah, here,
right?
let me give it a little.
Yeah.
Let me give it a little.
Let the man cook. Oh, okay.
All right.
I was rolling it like a cookie.
You got to give it a little action.
Wow, look at that. And then it just falls right through there.
And it's going to fall right through, so
Ooh.
there she goes.
Okay, you did that. We would have been here all day, folks, if I was in charge.
All right, so we have the chitarra. And pull it right out of here.
Ta-da.
Bundle it up.
Look at that fresh pasta, delicious.
All right.
Okay, so now we have some, and we're putting it in the boiling
into the water.
straight in.
All right, salt
So
in the
salt,
water.
I was gonna ask, people have different feelings. Salt in the water, not salt in the water.
Salt in the water. Always
in the
salt.
water.
No oil.
No, okay.
Yes, salt.
And
All
then
right.
what's next? You have some sauce cooking here too. What's in the sauce?
So these meatballs for this large style meatball, this is kind of a Sunday meatball, a little more rustic, really soft and delicate, comforting. I don't fry these at all. These are large meatballs and they get poached directly in the gravy.
Oh.
So we have.
Yeah. So many people have different things with meatballs. Bake it, fry it, yeah.
So we're simmering here in the sauce. They've been simmering for about 30 minutes and they hold their shape really nicely. They get really super tender and all these flavors meld together.
Delicious. And you have Meatball Mondays, right?
We do Meatball Mondays, and again, it's the goal is to use every part of these cows that we're receiving, and there's a good bit of ground beef from a whole cow, and the meatballs is a wonderful way to showcase that. So once a week on Sunday we make meatballs, serve them on Monday. That must have been the wrong one. With the chitarra.
Gosh,
Yeah.
delicious. Okay, and how do we know when like the new, like I assume
Well,
with
these fresh guys
pasta,
cook pretty fast, so
Okay.
generally about 3 minutes, but we just cut that one, so it's probably almost done. The best way to find out is go ahead and give it a
is
taste.
just to eat it?
Yeah.
Yay! That's really what I wanted to do.
I'd say that's just about there.
So good. Okay, what
All
are you
right.
adding in here?
So we're gonna finish the gravy with a little bit of butter, fresh chiffonade of parsley.
Ooh. Mix that around.
How about the olive oil?
Yes. Tell me about this olive oil.
Oh, this is amazing olive oil from Sardinia, imported directly. It's really the only olive oil that we use for all the finishing at both the restaurants. It's amazing.
So not all olive oil is the same. It's all about the fresh ingredients.
Fresh olives, locally crushed on the farm where they're growing. He does a blend of 3 olives, I believe, in this particular oil. Changes up a little every year, and it's imported directly from the farm. It comes out with a really low acid oil, and it's fantastic.
Okay, how are we doing? Honestly, the noodle tasted amazing to me.
It tastes
but
pretty good just on its own, huh?
It felt like it was close to done, so. Oh, and then that all goes in
All
the
goes
pan.
into the sauce. We'll call that enough.
Yeah. And now we're plating. What do we all
right.
add in?
Let's get rid of this. So we have the parsley, the butter, the olive oil, the sauce. We're gonna get this chitarra all nicely dressed here. Right into the center of the bowl.
I'm getting ready with my fork. Oh gosh,
Meatball on top.
this is truly the best.
Don't forget
But we're
the Parmesan.
not done. The Parmesan, the fresh
We have
Parmesan.
2 more.
2 more.
All right, right now we're serving this with sage from the garden. It's springtime and the sage is blossoming. We love using the blossoms.
Yeah.
Same flavor as the sage, but a little sweeter. Here, try one of these
I
guys.
wouldn't. I can just try that.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, actually, that's really good.
It's really good.
Your mind is like, no, this can't be right.
I know. People think flowers are just for show, but we grow.
Wait, that's very flavorful.
It's very
Obviously,
good.
Ciscoe was showing me a, sort of about the same family plant.
Yep, I know we were talking about all our salvias out there. The little crispy sage on top.
Yum.
And you're almost ready.
Bada bing, bada boom, more
All right.
olive oil. Now
for
I
you.
can go in?
Do it.
While I'm diving in, talk to me. You have candles up here. You were talking
Absolutely.
about the farm earlier, so I think that's so important for people to know how much you use from, you know, the farm in Magnolia.
Yeah, we've used every part. We got our first cow from Magnolia Cattle Company 3 months ago. It's almost gone. We get the next one in 2 weeks. I think that's good because we have about 1 more week of meatballs left in us. We're making candles here. We're using these on the tables at both restaurants. So these are all the candles we're burning now, which is really fun. And this is an example of what it looks like burning.
Wow. I'm really at a loss for words. This meatball has changed my life. It's so flavorful.
It's a good
delicious.
meatball. Thank you.
The pasta, everything, you're an expert. You're a pro.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here and for feeding me
Absolutely.
and
Thanks for having us.
sharing all of this with our viewers. And thanks for all of you for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.
Some segments of New Day Northwest are paid for by these fine sponsors: